This week on the Spotlight, Trivia Championship announced. And we have Paul Konerko from when he was playing, right at the end of his career. We also have Marco Bellinelli, an important player for the Bulls for a short time. Kind of wish they kept him. And we finish with Pudge, Carlton Fisk, one of the greatest catchers to ever play. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. Welcome to the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. People are amazed I'm back at Gilhooly's for Benkowski Trivia, Friday, March 2nd, 7 p.m. Come eat, play, and win. 103rd and Springfield. It's the cool place that you went 2 years ago, but with better food. Family Dentist. Lawrence Ferlin. E is the dentist. 109th and Kedzie. Crowns, veneers, cleanings, and more. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. They have great food, drink, and people at 93rd and Roberts Road. I've been there for the most part for the last 7 years, and they're consistent and excellent. Get to the Sock on Thursdays. We'll play some trivia, and we'll have some laughs. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. We're back on the Spotlight, and even though it's a couple of weeks yet till the White Sox start play, you're watching them warm up at their park. I was in Arizona over the weekend, and just a couple of observations for you Sox fans and things to be hopeful about, and then maybe something else. Chris Sale looked excellent in a 5-inning stint on Monday down in Arizona, and I think he'll be fine, and I think he'll go 200 innings plus this year. We know, as we've heard him say on this show, that he's more nutrition-oriented and should be gaining weight into the season and strength. A full year of proper regimen. And continuing with different thoughts about players that I saw. A guy who may end up seeing some Major League action before the year is over, Jared Mitchell, an outfielder with left-handed power. I saw him reach base, steal a base, make a couple of fine catches in the outfield, talk to him in Arizona, and he was just glad to be there to showcase his skills, and probably looking forward to playing some at Charlotte, getting some at-bats, seeing if he could make the Major League club, maybe as a September call-up. Also had some impressions of some pretty good play by some of the reserves, like Angel Sanchez and a couple other speedy reserve players that you'll be able to look for. I'll talk to you about them when I see you at my trivia sites. But I certainly enjoyed the Arizona time. Hopefully the weather will clear up for April 1st. We're at Sox Fest 2013, and boy, we've been doing this for a while. What does it feel like to be the only remaining member of the 2005 World Series champions?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, not something I think about a lot, but I think most World Series teams, I mean, I think if you look at the life cycle of it, probably 6-8 years after they win, it's probably the same story, because I think most teams that win, have an older group of guys, and it's just the nature of the game. I mean, things kind of get cycled in and cycled out, and here we are. But who knows? Maybe we can get another one before I leave, and start a new trend.
Well, that's good thinking. I talked to some of your teammates, mostly pitchers, about conditioning, and they were very consistent with the modern ball player spends almost the whole offseason conditioning. You come to camp ready to go, and that's one of the reasons people can play longer these days. You and Matt strike me as a couple of guys who, and he said himself, if he's 45 and he still can play, he would. How late do you think you would play?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, I think what you want to do is put yourself in a position where you can play if you would like to. But as far as wanting to, and that's something I can't answer now. I know that I want to play this upcoming year. That's a different answer for everybody. I mean, some guys have that attitude that say, hey, as long as someone's going to offer me a job, I'm going to play as long as I can. Everybody's got a different attitude and that kind of stuff. But like I said, I mean, conditioning and putting yourself in a position to be available to play, and so you go out and do well in the field, so teams want you, so people want you to come play for them. That's the most you can do. And if your thoughts change, or what goes on with your family, or your life changes to where you feel like, okay, I can still do this, but I no longer want to, that's fine too. But I think the main thing is you try to put yourself in that position where you have that choice.
Well, in your case, I mean, a lot of players, I don't know, they say they peak 28, 30, and you're still putting up your better numbers, and I believe you'll play at 37 this year. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's really no reason to think too far ahead. Just keep playing well while you're playing well, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, you just take it as it comes. I mean, I think that at this point, all you try to do is just take this season for what it is, and that's really all you ever should do, even in your 20s or whatever. But I think, as you get older, you really try to break it down even simpler, and just, look at spring training and say, hey, I'm going to go and just try to get through and do well and move on to April and May to June and so on. You don't get ahead of yourself, and that's all you can really do as far as, doing well, later or younger. I think it's different for every player, but the main thing is just, like I said, your choice on whether you'd want to play could always change. There's some guys, I know guys that retired that were still very capable of playing the game, but their needs and their lifestyle off the field changed, their priorities changed, and you have to respect that, and some guys have other, they're going to play as long as they can, as long as they're getting offered jobs to play. It just depends on what kind of guy you are.
I know that in looking at your numbers, on-base percentage, while still hitting for power, is the thing that impresses me the most. That you can still be selective and still drive the ball. Sometimes those two are at conflict, and your strikeout numbers are relatively low for your power numbers. This must be a great feeling for you to be at that consistent point.
Well, I mean, I think that's the object. It doesn't always work out that way, but yeah, I mean, I think I take pride in the fact that sometimes as a hitter you have to shift gears up there, and there's times where you can't strike out. You don't want to strike out because of the situation, and I've always felt that I can do that too. If I need to go that route where I can put the ball in play, kind of change the way I'm hitting. There's other times that call for, hey, just air it out here and you can strike out, but you got to let it go here, and it's a good situation to try to drive a ball, hit a home run, but that also brings strikeouts into play. But I think the ability to recognize those situations as they come and kind of go back and forth. I think that's, for me, is I've always tried to be like that, as opposed to just one gear all the time, one way or the other. I think that it's tougher to pitch to when you have those different traits. If they don't know what you're doing up there, as far as you're trying to get big or small, or you might get pitched differently. They don't know how to pitch it. So, but
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage.
So the Bulls will not be swept, showing survival skills and watching a 21-point second-half lead evaporate to a mere 7. Things look very dicey, to say the least. Detroit was rallying, shades of game number 3. But Luol Deng and Ben Gordon put the team on their collective backs and pulled the thing out to survive to see another day. So the Bulls will not be swept. They'll still have to win a game in Detroit in order to pull out this series, but they showed a lot of guts and a lot of heart, particularly after not looking that good earlier in the series. Let's go downstairs and talk to some of them and find out what inspired this gut check of a game. Scott, the 21-point lead was diminished to 7. What was your discussion with the team at that point?
Well, I don't exactly remember what point that was. I'm discussing exactly what just happened, the moment before, and what we need to do next. So I'm not really sure at that point.
You've been talking a little bit about how you thought Big Ben might be under some unfair criticism during the series. What do you think of his performance tonight?
Thought he was great. You guys know, typically when we play well, everybody plays well. In order for us to win, we need multiple players playing well, and we got that tonight. So I thought everybody that stepped on the court contributed, which is normally a formula for success for us. And in general, we just looked much more relaxed. We played more at ease, and we're definitely going to need that in the next game.
Scott, speaking of being relaxed and at ease, how important was it to set the tone for Luol to start the way he did, to be aggressive and go to the basket and really set the tone?
Well, and I didn't really have a problem in Game 3 with our aggressiveness early. It was just, it waned as the game went on. We, in the 4 games so far, in the first 2 games, they did it to us early in the game. But it was 9-9, and we had a 3-on-1 fast break in Game 1, and then in 3 minutes the game got away from us. And you can't do that on the road. You have to maintain contact with the team. And we weren't able to do that. And then now the other night was different. We were aggressive early. We were aggressive all the way till maybe 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. And then, as I said, it got away from us. So tonight we seemed to carry it through all the way. There were, as I said, in the fourth quarter, there were a couple moments where we looked just a little bit passive, but we were able to talk about it, shake it off, and get out there and get back to our game.
Scott, much was made of the Pistons zone in the last couple of games, but you hit them with a zone press in this game. Could you talk about how that kind of disrupted them?
Oh, I don't, we did it a little bit in one of the blowout games in Detroit. I don't know that it disrupted them that much. It just gives them a different look. When I look at, our charting results of as much as we zoned tonight, it's probably going to be very similar to our man-to-man. They probably scored just about as much, but at least you can, take them out of whatever set they're running and dictate a little something to them. But they're so good, that stuff doesn't bother them too much.
You talked yesterday about wanting to see your players in a Game 5 atmosphere in Detroit.
now that the sweep's been averted, you can talk about it. I mean, how important is it that you didn't get swept and have this opportunity?
Well, we'll see. I mean, you know, it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be something, you know, our guys really haven't gone through yet. You know, in that kind of atmosphere. I mean, you know, I don't think, I'm pretty sure they're not going to comment that they really want to come back here. You know, they're going to look at it as, you know, they're going to come out. They've blown us out twice there. They're going to, you know, try to bury us early and see how we react, and so it'll be interesting to see if we can, you know, get ready for that. I mean, you know, our guys clearly had no intention of rolling over today. So I mean, that's one thing we talked to them about. I mean, do we want to go back there or not? And I feel like we made a statement that we want to go back there. So now we'll see.
One of the stars for the Bulls, Kirk Hinrich. Not only defensively, but offensively, he chipped in with 19 points and 10 rebounds, and we talked to him about his excellent game. Kirk, in the final couple minutes, did it go as you expected, and what were your thoughts when they cut it to 7?
You know, we just need to, you know, stop their momentum and keep playing. You know, sometimes, you know, when you play a great team like they are, you know, once it starts going downhill, you know, it's hard to stop. And, you know, we just had to keep playing, get some stops, and get some baskets, and that's what we did.
Kirk, Scott thought you guys played more relaxed tonight. Does that, do you feel that way? And how do you kind of explain that, being down 0-3 and still being the most relaxed you had been in the series?
I don't know. I guess we realized, you know, finally we didn't have anything to lose. I have no idea. You know, we just came out and, you know, it's like we, you know, settled into ourselves again tonight. You know, it felt like we had gotten away from what we've been successful doing throughout the season and throughout the playoffs so far in this series.
Kirk, other than the fact that you extended this to a 5th game, what's the significance of this victory for the Bulls and the organization?
I don't know. You know, the significance is, you know, we're still playing. You know, we living to fight another day. We, you know, we just wanted to, you know, take it one game at a time. You know, we were able to get a win tonight, and now we realize we're going to have to play our best basketball of the series if we're going to win in Detroit.
In an earlier game, there was kind of a collapse at the free throw line in the final minutes as you were trying to rally. In this game, I think you made 9 of your last 11. Is your team already showing growth in this series?
I don't know. You know, I just think we handled everything a lot better, you know, just with a little bit more composure. You know, they came out, start the 4th quarter, and, you know, you could tell they just picked up their aggressiveness. And, you know, in the past, you know, in the game 3, we just weren't able to match it. We did a pretty good job of matching it and just held them off tonight.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous Raid of Cloth. Call 708-388-3700.
And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too.
That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
You've got to get to the Sock Live Bidkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's.
We're back in the spotlight and we're talking Bulls. And the music and the fanfare are thorough.
trying to get the Bulls back on track. They've had a little bit of dip after the All-Star break, and maybe it's the where's Derrick Rose blues, but we'll table that for a while. My guess is still March 25th for his return. But in the meantime, getting some outside shooting established is going to be very important. And for that reason, I think keep an eye out on Marco Bellinelli, a true talented offensive player who might not have the defensive credentials that Coach Tibbs likes, but for a possible instant offense and some timely three-point shooting, watch for him. We watched him warm up, and he was pretty deadly. So let's see if this can carry into a game, and let's see what Marco thinks. He's new to Chicago, you know. A team is always looking to see how they can excel into half-court offense, and I was watching you make shots from every imaginable place. It seems like you look very ready to continue your long-range shooting skills.
Yeah, I think in the last couple of games I didn't shoot like really well. I mean, some easy shots for 3-point, so I just try to be ready every time. Work on my shot every day. We run and try to be better. So tonight we're gonna have a good game, an important game for us because we play against Brooklyn. So we're gonna try to be like aggressive start of the game.
Now, I believe you just look at the standings. You have a realistic chance to have the home advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and this would seem to be a goal of your team.
I mean, we don't know right now. I mean, we're gonna play like game by game. We got I think 25 more games. So we're gonna try to win everything. Play aggressive, and end of the regular season we're gonna see how we're gonna see. I mean,
from the time when you were playing against the Bulls to now being one of the Bulls, how does it compare? Is this the way you imagined the team would be?
Yes. I mean, this is an aggressive team. We play hard every time. I love the defense. I love my teammate. I love the assistant coach. So you can feel here that we want to win. So we want to do something big. So it's one thing that I'm 26 right now. So I wanna win. Everybody in this team want to win. So we are a young team, but we are focused on our job. And we want to win for us and for the best fans maybe in the NBA.
You've played in different parts of the world, so you've seen some different things. What are your impressions of Chicago, and what kind of places do you like to go to?
I mean, Chicago is a great city. I really love Chicago. I play in San Francisco, Toronto, I play in New Orleans, and now in Chicago. I really love this city. A lot of nice places, Italian place, so I usually go to RPM restaurant. It's like an Italian restaurant, so it's pretty good. And we can have fun in the city, so we want to play good, we want to win and have fun.
There's a couple of different Italian neighborhoods that I know of. I'm wondering if you have tried them. There's one on Taylor Street, not too far from the United Center. You know the Taylor Street Italian neighborhood?
Not really. I mean, I know there is a lot of Italian places, but we don't have a lot of time. I mean, we practice a lot. We are on the road a lot of time, so it's tough for me to go out and find Italian place. But when I got the chance, I go.
You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. You've got to get to Oliver, 6100 West 159th Street for my live trivia. Alternate Wednesdays now at 7 p.m. It's a great place with great food and drink and fun. Get to Oliver's on a Wednesday. I'll see ya. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Mad Anthony, a great sports bar and grill at 3350 West 47th Street. They serve Lococo's pizza, sandwiches, and a full bar. And my trivia is every other Friday, start about 5:45. Fun times at Mad Anthony. See you over there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. And now we're back in the spotlight, and who better to talk to as a spokesman for the White Sox than the ageless Carlton Fisk. He talks about a variety of subjects, including answering the most interesting rhetorical question about the White Sox and when their pennant race actually gets started.
Opening day, actually. You know, they say every game you win in the first half is one game that you don't have to worry about winning in the second half, but people don't really call it a pennant race until, you know, until there isn't many games left and there's a dogfight at the end. So it only becomes a pennant race when every win and every loss is pretty visible.
Pudge was then asked to account for some of the outrageous offensive numbers he's put up against the team that let him go in 1981, the Boston Red Sox.
You'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd say, geez, I'm never going to get another hit before the year's over. But I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't happen to a better team, though.
All kidding aside about the Red Sox, though, Pudge was asked about the resurgence of the White Sox pitchers. For example, McDowell after giving up the initial home run on Sunday. Then Garcia after the home run on Monday.
Well, when you talk about a pennant race, the pennant race is usually a pennant race if your pitchers pitch well. You don't win many pennants with offense. Offense, obviously, you have to score some runs in order to win, but
Pudge, when you were on first place teams like in 75 or 83, there was a feeling around the clubhouse of confidence. You knew you were going to pull games out. I'm wondering if you're in any way getting that feeling with this ball club.
Well, this is a much different ball club than we had in 83 or 85. You know, we just can't go out there and have one guy put 3 points on the board quick. You know, we've got a couple guys that can do it when they're swinging well, but that 83 team, we had 4 or 5 guys that could just pound the ball. And as
to wrap up the 2017 Benkowski Trivia Championship, I can tell you now that first place was won by JMB, a veteran powerhouse. Second place went to the Reggie's All-Stars. And third place, a hybrid team comprised of Lucky and Dyer, Indiana. It was a great match, and we'll see you with more. This week's show is brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop at 108th and Kedzie. Get all your car work done there, like me. The Lansing Floral Shop is the place to for all your floral needs. Call 708-474-1212. Huck Finn Restaurants, a huge menu, open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 105th and Cicero, and 67th and Pulaski. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch, very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.